So this happened 17, maybe 18 years back. I was fresh out of college and I decided it was finally time to move out of my parents' house and move somewhere where I could put my degree to good use, to find more job opportunities. This was definitely the absolute worst time to be an ornithologist in the late 90s. So, a week later, I packed up and I moved to where the real money was, Billings, Montana. It took me, I'd say, a month to get moved in completely, to get everything settled. I had this beautiful apartment, one bedroom, no bathroom, but that was never a problem because my neighbor, he worked down the street at this hardware store and they sold these really nice, big decorative flower pots. So it wasn't long before I realized that I hadn't really made any friends yet, considering I went to college back in my hometown. I never had the chance to really go meet people. So not too long after that, I called up the people who own the building, these two men, and I told them my idea for throw this meet and greet barbecue for all the residents in the building, and they were just totally on board with that. They thought it was a great idea. So, I started printing out flyers, I started putting them on all the doors. I got a whole bunch of calls. Everyone thought it was such a great idea, and I was absolutely thrilled. I thought the turnout was going to be pretty good. The day of the party, I went down there and I was absolutely just blown away. Nearly everybody in the building ended up coming. So, we're all walking around, we all got our drinks. We're getting the food started and we're all walking around with name tags, socializing, getting to know each other. So I see from the corner of my eye, there's this woman, she's having a good time like everybody else, she's talking it up. And she has this giant snake, this absolutely huge snake wrapped around her entire body. This thing was huge. Now, I don't actually know what it was, but there was just something about this woman that kind of intimidated me because I found myself wanting to make a good impression. She was older, if I had to guess, I'd probably say late 70s. She looked like a very kind woman, and I just wanted to talk to her. So over the next half hour, me and these other guys, we started grilling everything up, hot dogs, hamburgers. I had bought all the supplies the previous week, so finally, when we finish, everyone gets in line and they start getting their food and they go back to talking. And unfortunately, this was a huge mistake on my part. I ended up underestimating completely how many supplies we would need. The good part was we had plenty of burgers, but we didn't have much of anything else. So finally, this woman comes to the front of the line with her giant snake, and this thing is so much bigger up close. And, I obviously offer her, what do you want, hot dog or hamburger? And she says hot dog, but then she says, can I get a hamburger for my snake? So, of course, I said yes, and I turned around, and it was so embarrassing because I realized we were completely out of hamburger buns. So I turned back around, I apologized, first of all, for my awful, awful planning, and I said, is it just okay if I give it the meat part, just the burger itself? She just instantly shook her head and she said, no, my anaconda don't want none unless you've got buns, hun. So, yeah.